Okay. So, Sergey, welcome
Yes.
to the sofa.
Thank you.
Brilliant talk, packing so much in. I mean, we were just chatting about it's amazing how much you can put into a talk. The audience looked like they were soaking it up. This is going to be for the live stream. We're going to have a chat,
All right.
and also for anybody watching the talk afterwards. So we don't want to give too much away because some people might not have seen the talk yet.
Right, yeah. Makes sense.
But if you think, I mean, you've had an incredible career, and I mean, a lot of what you talked about today, we see how big some of the systems that you work in are.
Mhm.
If you look back on your career, are there certain times when you think that you've made a decision that shaped the pathway that you've taken? And if they are, can you explain a few of those decisions or
Yeah.
steps?
After building several big systems, as you said, I realized at some point that we are doing something wrong in the way we build systems because we spend way too much time correcting previous mistakes. Now, this is kind of inherent in software development, but there's ways to make it better, and that's what I'm trying to explore lately. I'm trying to explore new techniques instead of just keeping doing the same thing. And that's what, for example, this talk about reactive programming is about that. I explore them, I try to grab the good concepts and try to learn a little bit more about how to have less unstable systems in the future and this kind of stuff.
And that's something that you now consciously kind of realize and decide on when you're working.
Yes, yeah. I think that it's more important to, if you make mistakes again and again, maybe it's good to stop and think like, okay, wait, are we doing this the right way? So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to see how to improve the process.
Yeah, that's good. There's been a lot of chatter, and I think there often is at this type of events about open source. Is there anything, or if there is something, what do you think is the biggest threat to the open source community and open source development?
Right now, the open source community is extremely healthy, and in a way, and that seems silly, but it might be too healthy.
Interesting.
Because it's not a bad thing, but there's so much stuff going on. There's so much noise. There's so many. Okay, I'm gonna choose a database. There's like 30 databases, which is pros and cons. So a developer has gone more from having to choose between few systems and apply his knowledge or her knowledge, to have to spend a huge amount of time considering scenarios and learning new systems, learning new software, and it's hard to keep up, really, especially in communities like JavaScript, which is exploding so quickly. If you stop looking at the internet for 2 weeks, you come back and there's so many new things. It's amazing. It's unbelievable.
Do you have any tricks to either keep up or find a way that you feel okay ignoring some of what's going on?
No, I would say stick to the base and the solid principles of software engineering, and every now and then just follow important people in your field or this kind of stuff, and then you'll be updated. It's too dangerous though to jump into every new technology, new library, new paradigm that comes up, because it's exhausting as well.
And on that sense, in terms of developing for multiple browsers or platforms, now that Google is evil, do you think there is more responsibility for developers to look at alternative platforms or browsers?
Yeah, I think that this kind of stuff, the evilness happens very slowly and it's hard to realize. And that's one of the reasons I work on Firefox OS, for example. It's that the first time people see or use Firefox OS, many people say like, oh, this is not better than my iPhone, this is not better than my Android. And of course not, we just started. And also we're trying to make a different thing. We're trying to make it accessible to other parts of the world that have to run on low power devices. We're trying to do the right thing in a way. We're trying to make it open for everybody, for all developers of everywhere. And we're taking our time making it well. So it's I think it's important to keep, every now and then stop, think like, oh wait, am I giving too much of my privacy away? I think that's very important.
I mean, as you say, it takes some time, but it's an incredibly important path to take.
Yeah, definitely.
If you look, things change all the time, and we're very aware of that. 5 years ago, was there things that you were learning that felt so important, and kind of skills that you knew that you think in 2 years' time might actually be redundant. Is there anything?
I'd like to think that everything I learned has some lesson, even if it's a bad one. But no, I mean, I think technology's changed. I think the worst thing you can do is to fall too much in love with a technology or a particular way to do things, because it always looks like it's a definitive thing. It happened with Node.js, like, oh, that's really it. Look, you can do all this stuff, but it's just a tool that is good now for that purpose.
Yeah.
Just do your thing, but keep in mind that new ideas, new tools will come, and you better change them when you need to.
Yeah, be ready to change. Yeah. Interesting. You're based in Amsterdam?
I'm
right?
based in Amsterdam, yeah.
If you look at the Amsterdam JS community, is there anything going on there that you think is happening that maybe the rest of the wider community of JS isn't maybe aware of? It's like, what's coming from Amsterdam that's exciting?
What's coming from Amsterdam? I'm actually the organizer of the Amsterdam JS meetup, and I wouldn't say there's anything particularly local from Amsterdam. It's just that you can see that JavaScript everywhere is exploding. The Amsterdam JS community is super. It's always there. It's very lively. It's every time there's a meetup, we have maximum assistance. So there's always people wanting to do talks. It's really exciting. So I think that somehow JavaScript has managed to bring people together in technology in ways that I didn't expect, or very few people expected.
It has, in a way that seems exemplary for other kind of communities around programming to really look at. Yeah,
this kind of conferences we have here, there's so much good vibes.
We're sitting under a tree.
That's right, yeah. I mean, even JavaScript kind of drags community organizers to make it better, to make better meetups. It's always very nice to see.
Yeah. One last quick question.
All right.
You have the power to change anything about JavaScript.
Oh wow.
What would it be?
Oof, that's not a quick question for me to answer.
Well, it is.
Yeah. Okay. What I would change about JavaScript, actually, I would like to have ES7. I mean, if I could do anything, I'd like to have optional typing, like smart typing, like languages like OCaml or Rust have. So I can just use types in JavaScript. That would make the language much more reliable.
Very nice. Good answer.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you to everybody watching on live stream. You can have a break. We're all going to have a break here, and we'll see you after the next talk. Thank you, Sergey.
Thank you very much.
Have a good rest of the day.
Thanks. You too.